Lorraine Ladish, and today we're going to do a 10-minute simple energizing yoga flow. This is a great way to start the day from the comfort of your own home. If you don't have a yoga mat, that's fine. Just use a woven blanket or a towel on a non-skid surface. And remember, this flow is for you, so please take it at your own pace. And keep in mind that you can pause, rewind, or restart the video at any moment. Now, let's get started. We are going to begin with our heels pointing in and our toes pointing out, and bringing our arms up, out, and up, and inhaling and exhaling through the nose as we gather energy at our heart center. We're going to do that twice more. But I would love for you to imagine that there is a big ball of energy between your hands as we bring it down again. And it's like a white light that is filling us with prana, with life force, with energy this morning, and bringing it once again to heart center. From here, we're going to go into a goddess squat so that our knees are going to be pointing towards our toes. We're engaging those glutes, we're engaging the core, and we're going to inhale and exhale again. Inhale and exhale, and imagine that white light in a bowl right here and bringing it into our hearts. And the last time, just imagine that we're breathing with so many other people that are doing this in the comfort of their own homes. Remember also that at any time you may straighten your legs so that you can keep on going if you get a little bit tired. And the next one, we're going to squat into goddess pose, which is a pose of power, of energy, of feeling good and vibrant and powerful. And we're just going to pulse it. If at any moment you get a little bit tired, please know that you may extend your arms. And you could also simply be pumping your arms right here and feeling that power of a god or a goddess, and that energy that is filling us and all the space around us. So from here, we're going to scoop down and back up and extend our arms, and we'll go down again and back up, and keep having that image of a big ball of energy between your hands. Now we're going to go into one of my favorite poses, which is a power pose, Warrior Two. Here we have the front foot in line with the long side of the mat, and the back foot in line with the short side of the mat. The glutes are engaged and the quads are engaged, the core is engaged, the neck is relaxed. But we are standing strong and energized, and again feeling powerful, and like we can take on the world, because we can. We can also look towards the front and imagine a line of energy going from one hand to the other hand, that white light that is going to help us get through the day. From here, please remember that you can extend one of your legs just to relax once in a while before we go back into reverse warrior. And reverse warrior can be held right here, it can be held here, and we're going to have that same image of a white light coming from the tips of our fingers at the top down to the bottom. So we're extending and grounding and extending and grounding and reaching for our dreams, but staying grounded in reality. We do not stop breathing, because life is breath, so we keep breathing. Remember to extend the front leg if you get tired, and then drop into Warrior Two again. And then we're going into extended side angle, another power pose. So we're going to make sure that our chest is pointing up towards the ceiling, or maybe we're just here. And if we're here, we're again reaching and grounding with the foot, and remembering always that in yoga we are playing with energy, we're moving energy, so there is no stagnant energy stuck anywhere in our bodies, our minds, or our spirits. From here, we'll wiggle it out a little bit and do the same power pose on the other side. So remember, the front foot is in line with the long side of the mat, and the back foot is in line with the short side of the mat. We have our glutes engaged, The knees above the ankle, and once again with the neck relaxed, we're going to power up those arms. And remember that we're moving energy. We're feeling powerful, like warriors, because we got this. Think of all those other people at home in Warrior 2 with you right now. And that helps remind us that we are a community. Now, lifting back into reverse warrior, remember again to always extend the front leg when you get tired. Maybe you're here, maybe you're here. If you're here, you're reaching up and grounding and reaching up for your dreams and grounding into reality so that we have that perfect balance of energies that we need to simply get through the day sometimes. Back into Warrior 2. Remember to give yourself a break. Remember to pause, rewind, or restart at any moment. Now back into side angle. We are pointing our heart to the ceiling. And if you are here, that is absolutely perfect. If you're here, it's great as well. So remember that line of energy coming from the tips of your fingers down into the soles of your feet and breathing in that prana, that life force, that energy, that inner joy that we all really have, no matter what is going on in the world around us. From here, we'll just wiggle around and kind of let go because yoga is not that serious, and smile and remind ourselves that as long as we're moving and breathing, everything is the way it should be. We're going to be in tabletop now and do some cat-cows, which means that we are going to press our hands into the mat, the tops of our feet as well, and that could look differently for every person. And then we're going to curl the spine. And then we're going to arch the spine. And while we do this, we're going to once again imagine that line of energy, which is a white light, perhaps going from the crown of the head, in my case, the crown of my bun, to the sacrum. And as we curve the spine, we're exhaling. And then we're inhaling. And every time you inhale something that you really want, which is possibly peace, being calm, feeling strong. Any of that is fine. Anything that you need to feel right now. Now we're going to stop and stay in tabletop. And now we're going to power up the core, which is important when we need to feel strong and grounded and filled with energy to get through the day. So we will take, in my case, I'm lifting my right leg and my toes are pointing towards the mat. This is a perfectly great place to be. You can stay right here. Again, if you're feeling daring, you're going to extend the other arm, but you may stay here if you prefer. And then we're going to once again extend the arm and reach back with the sole. So we're going to play with that line of energy that's coming from the tips of the fingers down through the soles of the feet. And while we inhale and exhale, once again, remind ourselves that we are actually moving this energy and we're firing ourselves up to be able to do everything we need to do today. Now we go slightly into child's pose, and that could look like this. That's perfect. Or you could be all the way down. It depends on how you're feeling and what your body is asking you to do on any given day. My body is not the same every day, sometimes not every hour or every minute. So we're lifting the opposite leg. Remember that the feet are pointing down, the hip is not open, it's pointing down. This is a great place to stay, and the head would be projecting towards a wall or whatever you have over there. And if you like and feel daring, you can extend the opposite arm and again feel the same thing. You are reaching and extending and reaching and extending, bringing in the navel towards the spine, relaxing the neck. At any time you may bring your arm down, but just think of that line of energy and how holding poses in yoga help build up that energy that we need to simply power up and get on with everything that we need to do. Sometimes we need to do nothing, and I have to remind myself of that as well. Last pose, we're almost there. And this is boat pose. It's a favorite of mine because it also helps remind us that we need to project our heart up to the ceiling or the sky if we were outside. And we can stay right here. A little more advanced would be lifting the legs off of the mat. And if you're feeling really brave, you could extend them. I am going to keep them on the mat and extend my arms out in front. Make sure that my chest is projecting towards the ceiling and that I'm feeling my breath in and out as I pulse. And again, imagine all those other people breathing with me, inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling, getting energized and excited and powered up to face our day. Okay, so we're done, but don't go away yet. We are going to sit in easy pose. Now, easy pose is supposed to be easy. So it could look like this, or maybe your knees are a little bit higher up. If you have blocks at home, that's good. If you have pillows, anything that you can put under your knees to make it a little easier, more comfortable for you, that is absolutely not only acceptable, but desirable. So here is where we calm down and we realize, how does that energy feel? Do we feel more positive? Are we more awake? Are we more joyful than when we started the practice? The answer, I hope, is yes. So we're bringing our arms out and up, and we are closing the practice again, gathering that energy to heart center, remembering that there is this big ball of white light that we're pulling in towards us. We can even imagine ourselves filled with that white light. And not only us, everybody else who's doing this at home is also filled with white light, and that white light is connecting us all. From here, we're going to bring our hands to our forehead to remind us to have positive thoughts. Then to the lips to remind us to have positive communication with those around us. And finally, to our hearts to remind us to have positive feelings towards ourselves and our fellow human beings who are doing their yoga practice at home. I hope you have an energized and fabulous day, and see you soon. Namaste.